show with Nick Nemeth on, or Dolph Ziggler.
He's a Mexican wrestler.
Yes. He's a Mexican wrestler. Yeah, he's
You can't say that.
and then he dresses for whatever our, the theme of the show is. He dresses, well, Hillary dresses him, but he is a pretty snazzy chihuahua. And then we have Anthony and Sam, new to the team, of the Ron Bashir team, who are, they've created the new Roku app, not the Roku channel, but now we have an app called Up All Night, which is a channel which airs a lot of the programming that many of you grew up with, that you love, movies, animation, Up All Night, and we're asking for more submissions for more movies and things like that. And I would like to make a call out to Sean Donahue, who's also a producer and director in the area.
Enjoying a beer back there.
Also been on Up All Night as an actor, and I was just in his film that's coming out, and I have to promote it because I have to promote all things. Die, is it Delta Pi 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2, and I was in it, and I'm going to be the star of his next one. I just wrote the plot.
Good job, Sean.
Yeah, it was good, very good, and it's already out? It's already.
Yeah, it's done. I don't have copies yet, but the movie's out.
Okay, and Sam also is in animation. I don't know if anybody saw us on the short time that we were on Kings of Horror. We're no longer with them, don't watch your channel. But, no, you can watch it.
You should probably delete or keep that.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
Excuse me, I'm getting
We're no longer on it, but that was because we wanted to do our own thing. So, but Sam and his partner Dan have an animated series called Meet the Carvers.
Meet the Carvers, yes. That you are a star.
And I actually did have a role in it, and I'm hoping to get another role in it. It's very funny, and it is definitely a horror.
Yeah, it's like the Addams Family or the Munsters, but with dick jokes and violence and stuff. Perfect for 2026.
Apparently, perfect for the Up All Night channel. Is there anybody else that I've missed in the room? Oh, Gene and Van.
Well, I think you're talking about
It's
band.
just, they're just part of our essence, right, at this point.
Yeah, you
Part
know,
of the decor.
when you're so close to someone that you actually just overlook them, gives like.
You forget they're standing there.
You forget the love of my life, not just Van, but sitting next to him is Jean May, who really truly is my everything. He drives me freaking crazy. He's my producer. Gene and I have been creating together. He went to Loyola 10 years before me, but in New Orleans, so we have a whole New Orleans connection. He rescues opossums. He's got a documentary that's winning awards about opossums. It's called Opossum Nation, is that right?
Okay.
And we met years ago, and we've been sidekicks, we've acted together, we've been doing sketches together, he has film sketches, we've done dirty things, we've done normal things, we've done things on the fly, we've done crazy action, but all along wanting to bring back Up All Night, and that's true. We always have talked about it, because he watched it back in the day, so he's the true reason that Up All Night is back. So let's give Gene May. He constantly argues with me, and I'm always right. But and then my dear love of virginity, Van Fagan.
Another round of applause.
And he constantly argues with me too, and I'm always right. So both of those guys are always right. Is there any other questions?
Yes, we have more questions.
Oh wait.
Yeah, for sure. Now that we've met the whole cast.
And I've been through my entire life story.
Do you feel that retro is making a comeback, and are you excited for that?
Yes. Well, I never stopped being retro. I mean, you young people wear the wings. Like, I never stopped wearing the wings in my eyes. But yes, I do think retro is coming back. Everybody wants that feeling of the 80s and the 90s and even earlier, because it was a really cool era. Also because we had tangible things like record albums and tapes, and now everything is in a cloud. Where is it? I can't touch it or feel it.
Present.
So it's present. So I think because of that, there's so many reasons that young people don't even know how to communicate. They have to make up their own language because they really don't know the English language. Clock it. So see, she knows I know that. See, she knows I'm cool,
It's
right?
just so unexpected.
So unexpected. Yeah. So there's a few other words I can pop up with too. So they have their own language because they can't really communicate, and they don't know how to flirt, they don't know how to date, and flirting's okay. You know, it's okay. So retro is definitely, I definitely think though there's I'll go back to makeup, clothing. Everybody loves a little bit of that nostalgia. It's always, people always like retro, but I think more now than ever, because even the movies that we showed during all night, you can't do that because it was so politically correct. It would be, you know, showing too much, we talked about this, like showing too much cleavage.
Yeah, you told me to put my clothes on.
Or cursing. In the meantime, I do love Sean and Joe because they both make films with breasts in them, and I
Alright.
like to applaud you both. There's nothing wrong with it as long as you empower women. That's the whole thing, is you make, instead of making women back in the day victims, you make the women, they are the stars, they are the heroes, the heroines, and they kill the guys, and then it's fun.
City's winning.
You can't look and be completely feminine and be a heroine. Like, you don't have to look like a guy, you can be sexy.
You gotta slay, right?
You gotta slay, baby, you gotta slay.
Is Up All Night an app now, or?
It is on the Roku channel, and it's
Roku.
also, it's on the Roku app, I should say. And Sam's gonna tell you to get that in a second, but I am also, you can
It's right on
also
Roku.
find a lot of my content on YouTube, which Gene has been building out for years, and it's called Rhonda Share TV. And actually, if everyone in this room would go and subscribe, we can monetize that channel tonight.
Today.
$22.99 a month.
No, it's just with ads. It's free. You don't have to pay anything, just Rhonda Share TV on YouTube. But, before you go on, Ken, Sam, tell them how you get the Roku.
Sure, Sam will tell you. Who here owns a Roku device with Roku television? 1, 2, 3. Not everybody all on. Raise your hand. Yeah. Okay. So that's like almost everybody in the room, right? Okay. So Roku obviously is the largest streaming media connection in the United States. Up All Night is on there. All you have to do is go to the Roku store and search the Up All Night network, and it will pop right up, and then you can install it.
But it's not the channel, it's the app.
Yeah, there's a difference in the Roku channel and the app store, right? Everybody understands that? Basically? Okay.
Yeah, the easy way is just scroll to the side where it says store, click that, type in search, Up All Night, pops right up. It's right there.
And then you can watch vintage Rhonda, you
Yeah.
can watch new Rhonda, you can watch
Lots of-
curated content from independent filmmakers.
It's not hidden by a number code.
It's not hidden by number code, no.
No, it's cool, it's very exciting, and we're doing more, and that's why these two gentlemen are here, it's very exciting.
Well, would you like to share a little bit about your film studio? Because a lot of people complain in Florida, like, oh, there's not a big film scene, blah, blah, blah. But you have an amazing studio that I've been to many times, and it's
Thank
super impressive how you are bringing the film world together. And a lot of Hollywood people or New York people are coming down to Florida because they like the weather, they like the vibe
They
down
like the
here.
price.
Yeah, exactly. And they'll soon be coming to you. So.
You know, thank you. I want to talk about Cheerleading Studios, and what's interesting, Dan and I just got back from LA, a little PR trip, and everything is so expensive there. No one's filming. It's really funny. I was telling this story earlier that we went there to do this podcast. And it is a big podcast. Steve Metco, he used to be on E! Entertainment, and everybody, if you saw him, you'd know him. And he's got like 1 million followers, so it's a well-viewed show. But, so the address was Radford Studios, which is in the valley of Los Angeles, so we think it's at Radford Studios. And we pull up, and it's actually across the street from Radford in like apartments, or like the typical LA apartments, and it's in the producer's apartment. So it was this big host doing this big podcast in an apartment where they're just set up, you know, and I'm not saying that's not cool. I mean, it looks really good and no one would ever know it. If you go watch the Steve Kometko podcast, you'll never know it's done out of a student's apartment. But on the other hand, Sheer Media Studios, which is very affordable, not like crazy LA, you can either rent podcast studios or you can be an influencer there, or we can help you with live shopping, like if you have product that you sell on Amazon, or if you want to shoot a commercial there, you want to shoot your next nude film, Sean.
I don't do that anymore.
Joe.
What?
So anyway, so you can, we can definitely help you put that together. We have the staff and the crew, and I do want to let Joe talk a little bit about directing at the studio and just directing in general all the films that you do here.
Should I come to the front?
Sure, come to the front.
Hi.
Here, sitting with Joe Davison, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. How many up all night?
Not as many as Sean. Oh, up all night. 5, 6.
3 or 4?
6.
5,
No,
6?
5, 6.
And
I don't know.
and how many films have you directed?
I think 15.
And then how many have you starred in?
Every one of them.
No, not your films, but outside, because you are an actor outside, and you.
Oh, right. I don't know, 30?
And was in Stranger Things for anybody who wants his autograph,
Yeah.
or not.
Or not. Or no.
So.
You play in Stranger Things.
I was
Nerdy
nerdy
tech.
scientist. What?
Nerdy tech.
Nerdy tech.
That's what
Yeah.
it says on the front.
Steve technically, but nerdy tech
Nerdy
for
tech.
sure.
And he gets killed.
I get killed. I'm the guy who lets all the demi-dogs out. If you remember they bust through the glass and stuff, that's because there's a dumb idiot running the console. I let it happen. That was me. And then I, have a couple scenes with Paul, which are great. He's fantastic. And then I run down a hallway and get eaten by 3 demi-dogs in an elevator. Yeah.
And then this was a fun Up All Night show that we did in our studio, because we set up the original Up All Night studio van, my husband, and Jean created the heart-shaped band and well, actually Hillary had a lot to do with that, but they created the studio and the same look. And you played, we did a scene from Stranger Things.
Right, with Felissa Rose.
With Felissa Rose.
Right, yeah.
And we've been having
And
a lot of
you used
Stranger
your 11 powers to get rid of me.
And you got eaten again.
I did. Yeah.
By a very petite demigod.
Well, I don't care how they look. They're not sexy.
But that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we
I
definitely.
usually do the eating.
But
That means
we've had some amazing actresses.
You're very prolific in knowing everybody in Hollywood. So you really just go like, who do we want? Hey, Tuesday. And then like people
You
show up.
guys have really helped me bring in
Well,
some of the new.
it's true though.
We have some of the new actresses that.
I've been trying to get Sean to a warehouse for years. He never shows up.
So what's really funny is, not funny, but some of you all know probably Jessa Flux, Jessa Jupiter Flux, or Mel Heflin. They're newer actresses, but they've got a huge following as well, along with Linnea Quigley's and Tiffany Shepis.
Tiffany Shepis. Yeah,
Lenora.
Lenora, who has Midnight Rentals,
John Brennan.
John Brennan.
Yeah.
And we just
So
had,
directing's fun.
we just had Michelle on, and
Who?
not Michelle, Debbie.
Debbie Rashawn. Yeah.
Say Michelle. And
Sorry, am I too close? I feel like I'm playing.
Deborah Lamb?
Well, we'll jump into
Deborah
that.
Lamb.
What is the fun part of directing? I like this kind of panel. It's all around.
The fun part of directing.
What's the bad part of directing?
You get up in the morning and then that's the day. No, it's, I don't know, the creative process, I think, of just knowing that this is our goal. We have to get to this point, because we pretty much, even though there's like a full script, you and I are very good at going, nah, we're gonna do this. Yeah, we're gonna do this. We got bowling pins? Okay, put those in now. Twist them that, let's do that, that's great. Yeah.
I know.
And I personally like that part of it. I like being able to, when it comes to feature films for sure, is the overall of the execution of getting it all together and doing the scene.
No, it's
Yeah.
very cool.
Get your
But that,
props,
it
your
is cool
actors.
that in our film.
You put a whole wrestling ring
That's what I
in
was
the
saying.
studio.
Yeah,
A whole wrestling ring.
we put in a
No, we're
legit
on our
wrestling.
set.
Yeah, on the set, not even in the studio. It was just in part of the
It was
set.
within the bedroom set, so
Yeah.
our studio, we can do anything. I mean, we have, what do you call the cyc wall? It's a large
Cyc wall.
cyc wall.
Yes,
That's
But
it.
it's large, it's like.
It's a large.
It's a large cycle.
It's larger
And then there's other ones that are not as big. They're small cycles.
You just did your headshots there, so.
I did, yeah, which I wanted to bring up, but she no longer works there. So I
Oh, well.
got headshots done
We'll
there.
shoot them again for you.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Angelina will shoot them.
I don't know what to do, but I was gonna say, I had talked to her about doing more actors, but that's not happening now. So I don't know. Headshots.
He's actually gonna start an acting class there, and we've talked.
We're doing a lot. We got a lot. Gene and I and Ron, we have been on this, especially Gene and Angela, who are comedic geniuses. These two make
Fantastic.
comedy all the time. We're gonna start doing a lot of that kind of stuff there. Quick sketches.
But tell them about, seriously, the comedy show that you're doing. I mean, we're
We-
doing this in the studio, and this is
Yeah,
exciting.
we're bringing
I mean, I want
in
you guys to hear
because
about
we can do live stream and this kind of stuff. So we're bringing in a gentleman named Johnny B, who's on the 102.5. He's a comedian. He opened for Bert Kirshner when he was here, and Johnny's done a lot of stuff. So he's coming in. We're building a stage for him. I like the name Comedy Warehouse.
Yeah. So we'll dry bar it, but
Yeah,
it'll
dry
be
bar it.
raunchy.
But we're gonna start. I'd like to start doing these specials with comedians that we stream live, and I think that'll pick up really well. It'll become like Caroline's Comedy Hour,
But
or
that wasn't streamed live because I did it.
no,
They didn't have streaming back.
I know, right?
I like that. I just think we should
Okay.
film. I think we should film it and edit it.
Well, we'll do that, but we could edit it into the switchboard.
See, we're gonna argue because that's what we do.
I thought we were collaborating. This is an argument.
No, actually, I actually seriously do think that stand-up comedy is very much in again. This goes back to people wanting to feel, see, touch things because young people want to see live performances. Are opening 3 comedy clubs in downtown St. Pete right now. So I think that it's the right time to do comedy specials.
We're gonna crush them.
No, I think no. I'm
We're
serious.
gonna crush them. You
really,
know everybody. You
I
get all the
already- And
comedians.
there's a lot of comics that live on the East Coast of.
They're all here.
They're all here.
They're all in Tampa. All of them. Every
That and wrestlers.
comedians. Yeah. We could literally do a wrestling in the
Wrestling
sorry.
comedy show.
Now it's just a business.
Stand up
So
wrestling
we'll do
comedy.
wrestling on
Joe.
Tuesdays. Yeah.
Joe, get Ric Flair, bro.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he lives here.
I don't know wrestling. I never watched wrestling.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Yeah, he lives in
I
Tampa.
You know what's interesting is that when Wrestling Network, when I was airing, well, like back in the 90s, is that we did a lot with wrestlers. So, because they aired WWF back then. So Ric Flair is one of the wrestlers that I interviewed and worked with. So
I bet we can find him.
we could find Rick. I mean, he seems to be pretty prevalent.
Woo!
I saw him at a hockey game last week.
Okay, so
You didn't talk to him?
You didn't
My
tell him
buddy
about
took a
it.
picture with him.
You didn't tell him about the show.
Yeah.
I-
Always be promoting.
Hey Rick, by the way.
This thing I had nothing to do with. You want to be part of
Welcome,
it?
guys. Thank you so much. Thank you all for coming.
Is it over?
Yeah, you should
People
be
just showed up.
yeah, you should be the Ringo for some micro.
I am, baby.
We're having
The
an
micro
eclectic
wrestling.
conversation
Yeah, baby.
about my life, my career, and Joe Davison's life and his career, and then the studio, and then we have a studio called Share Media Studio, so hoping all you filmmakers tell other filmmakers to come there, because we can do any set, anything you want, and we're right here, literally down the street from this hotel. So we're
Super
very close.
affordable.
Super affordable, and if you
Fans
want,
like notes.
what Joe or Sean, we've got great makeup artists locally and from LA that'll come in.
Wow.
And I like how it's by filmmakers for filmmakers, so everything's very intuitive. There's lots of outlets for things. Everything goes back to a control
Yeah, you can plug
room.
anything in.
Like you have
There's
2
outlets everywhere.
stories there, full makeup rooms. It's not just one single
there's a-
room that you walk in and shoot.
No, there's a green room, there's podcast studios.
Yeah, it's a real
There's
working facility.
a kitchen area where, crews can eat and, it's really beautiful. I'm very proud of it. We have,
Huge,
how,
yeah.
the studios are large, they're huge, the studios.
11,000 in the back, or?
11,000.
What's
square feet.
overall total? 50,000
That's
square feet.
20,000 square feet, and we have recording area, even for people like, which we still need to record my book that we've talked about for years now,
No?
that we need to get that down. But there's just so much that, there's nothing you can't do there.
what's the name of your book?
It's called Rhonda Up All Night.
Pretty sure.
It's not a
Something about an
subtitle.
accidental feminist.
It's got, what?
Something about an accidental.
It's from,
We're not very professional in things. Because once
It's
they're
called-
done, we just move it.
actually, it's called Up All Night, and I do have some for sale downstairs. I should have brought one up, not to sell it, but just to show, just to remember.
Or to sell it.
That's
Who wants one? I'll go get it.
No, it's not about selling it, it's about, cause I always love you to read it, it's got, okay, from bombshell from Hollywood bombshell to intimate.
Something mogul.
Mogul, to intimate power mogul, that's the subtitle, it's called Up All Night, and then underneath that it says, it's very.
It's got 3 titles.
My
And then you
favorite
flip it
part-
over, there's
My
something
favorite
more.
part of the title seriously is, it's Up All Night, but an accidental feminist. And if I was going to write another book, that's what I would call it, because to me, I've been breaking down these doors for many, many years. Whenever somebody told me, no, I couldn't do stand-up comedy, no, I couldn't do films, no, I couldn't do intimate apparel.
One
I'm
movie.
I'm doing it, so, anyway, accidental feminist, but that was a good question, thank you so much. Any other questions?
Are there other questions from the audience?
Any other questions from the audience?
Did any of your movies ever turn up on Up All Night?
Yes, the first film I ever hosted on Up All Night, and you did it perfectly, was a film called Basic Training that I started.
Basic training, I remember that.
So, yeah, with, oh my gosh,
And
Ann Dusenberry,
Yeah,
yeah, and
she was a TV
That's a
actress.
she was, what, do you remember? No.
She was on the Love Boat and Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, I love,
Like
yeah.
that.
You did, okay.
Yeah, I love Basic Training. It's one of my favorites.
Beautiful.
Are you kidding me? I can quote it to you right now if you want. Yeah, alright, hold on.
Did you know that I was in?
ChatGPT. No, what?
Did you know that I was in? This is a factoid. Spaceballs.
I did.
Yeah.
Here in the diner.
Luna fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't, what?
Do you know that when I go to conventions, more people know me from that than from Up All Night or
That's impossible.
Oz?
No.
No, but a lot
Are
of
you
people do
kidding?
know. You know what it is? People know Spaceballs. They know every line in it.
Yeah.
So they memorize the whole script. So they'll go, "Oh, you're a Luna Fish lady."
What is a luna fish?
I don't know
It's
exactly.
a
what it
it's
is.
a moonfish.
It's funny because when I was ordering a Luna Fish, I was thinking that it would be a stinky fish.
Yeah. I feel like it's a fish that only comes out at night, and that's how you catch it. It's a luna fish, lunar, luna.
Yeah.
It probably glows
I
somehow.
think it. I think.
Am I
I feel it glows too.
Yeah, I feel like it's certainly a bright white.
Yeah.
I never got to actually order it.
They're poisonous in the
I
gut.
ordered it, but I never got it delivered because the monster popped out of the stomach and danced along.
Yeah, you didn't get to eat it?
No, so I never actually saw what the Luna fish would look like. But I will tell you about Mr. Brooks.
What was he like?
He
Go
cast,
ahead.
he cast every single part back in the day of every film, even one line like mine. So I had read for the waitress that I ordered from, and at the time I had dark hair, and he says, "Oh, I think you're really funny, and I really like you, but you don't have blonde hair." And she was blonde, and I'm like, "Well, I can wear a wig, you know, actors wear wigs." And he's like, "No, I just want you to show up on the set, go to wardrobe, show up on the set." I didn't wear my own dress, but anyway, show up on the wardrobe, to wardrobe, and they'll call you for the top, and blah, blah, blah. And I show up, and he just started throwing a bunch of lines at me, and he was great. But literally, every single tiny little part, so the casting director or even a producer casting it, he reads everyone. I think that's just so cool.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
yeah, well, more than you would be willing to do.
I was like, I just did someone else. Hey, I need actors tomorrow. I don't care. Can they talk? Who cares?
No, he was very, very cool, and I had the same experience because I did get to work on Happy Days with Jerry Paris and those guys, so.
Henry
That was,
Winkler?
that's
Your
just more of
favorite?
an obscure reference is your Happy Days episode.
Happy Days episode, and then I did it right, for those people who are really old in the room, which is like Van and I, is, I did, my first show I ever did was a Bob Hope special, when I first got to LA, and then Happy Days, and Please Company, and Married Children, and all those shows, and all the,
What was your
Yes.
Happy Days episode?
I did 3 of them. I did, one where, my very first one was with Cassandra Peterson, where she ended up.
Elvira,
Oh.
in case you guys don't know who that is.
And that was before
Horror
she actually, long before she was Elvira. And, I always bring in my own wardrobe, and for some reason customers always end up using mine, so I was meant to be in the design business. So I brought in a dress to wear for that show. I wore mine, and then they're like, can Cassandra wear your dress, cause it's better than what we have for her. I'm like, yeah. So we did, one where we played, vaudeville, what do you call that?
Burlesque?
You're like
Burlesque.
burlesque dancers, yeah.
That's actually the name of the show, Burlesque. And then in one of them I played,
Didn't you make
I
out with
knew-
Henry Winkler?
I did, I made out with Henry Winkler, and I did make out with, Donnie Most.
For real?
For real, cause I actually
Who
did
did?
date him too. But I didn't actually
Joe's
make
made
out.
out with
I
Donnie
did
Most.
make
I know,
out,
man.
no, I dated
Talk
Donnie
about a
Most,
happy
but I
day.
didn't make out with him on the date. He would just, then we became really good friends, we're still good friends. But I did
He's
make out with
waiting
him.
to make
on
out
the
with you.
show.
He's like, fucking Van showed up. Ruined it all.
I played a nude model, and it was a show, Chachi something, it was about Chachi, and then Henry Winkler walks in, and I'm posing, and I open my robe, and then he covers Chachi's eyes, but Chachi's upset with him. And I ended up doing 3, I was on my 4th, married with, Happy Days when Henry Winkler had me fired. Is that what you wanted the story about, you motherfucker?
No. I didn't realize just saying his name would spark.
He had you fired.
Yeah.
Such anger from me.
What?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. I wasn't there, man. I was like,
You know, some people look a lot nicer than you think they are. And I wrote, this is actually in my book, I told the story, and I really had great times in LA, and I'm a glass half full and everything, I'm a happy person, and I'm honored to be on those sets, I was honored to be on the set, so this is what happened. I was doing Happy Days, and they liked me so much, they kept calling me for little parts without even reading me, they got to know me so well. For so, you know, there was so many girls on the show, and you know, Fonzie's date, or this is, and sometimes you had a lot of lines, sometimes you just have 1 or 2 lines. This was like, I didn't have many lines, but I was on Fonzie's arm the whole episode. So I'm doing it. So when you do a Happy Days, or when you do a sitcom like that, you have what's called a table read on Monday, and then on Tuesday you get up and you start rehearsing the lines with your script. By Wednesday you know your lines, and you're blocking it, and you know it's done on a 3-camera shoot on sets. And on the Thursday you don't have the script at all, and you're in costume. It's a dress rehearsal. On Friday you shoot it twice, once in the morning and once in the evening. And then they can edit those 2 shows together, whichever shows get the best laughs or something might work better. On that Thursday show, the week before, I auditioned for a Church's Fried Chicken commercial. And when you're a young actress, all of 23, that's like really good money, because back then, national commercials, you get residuals.
they're still good money.
They're still good money. So I get this Church's Fried Chicken commercial, and it was filming the Thursday before the Friday shoot, the dress rehearsal day. So I go to Jerry Paris, I go to the producers, I go to everybody, I'm like, I don't know what to do, I got this, I'm not gonna miss Happy Days. Of course I'm not gonna miss the show, but this is a great opportunity, and I'll get paid, and I'll pay my rent, and you know, it's just great as a young actress to have a national commercial. So they're all like, oh my gosh, this is not one of your bigger roles, you're walking around with Henry, you and Henry know each other, you love each other, you know, he's worked with you 3 times, you've rehearsed all week long, you can miss the Thursday show, just be here, obviously be there for tape day. Well, everyone knew that I wasn't coming in except for Henry, and it was like the last season of Happy Days, and Henry's head was kind of, So, he got really upset when I wasn't there, and he didn't have me taken off the show, but he told the producers, like, I don't think it's right that she's not here, blah, blah, blah. So of course, he's the biggest star, they listen to him. And the next day, and here's the catch, no one told me no one called me that
Oh,
night.
you just showed up for work.
That was part of Henry's plan, is he wanted me to show up to teach me the lesson. So I show up and my name is off my dressing room door at Paramount Studios where they filmed it, Studio 15, and I'm walking around, I'm getting, asking, backstage people, what's going on, they were like, Henry wants to see you in his dressing room. It wasn't like for wink, no, it wasn't that at all. So Henry's sitting there, and I'm 23, and I guess Henry might be 30, whatever, I don't know. And he's like, I'm very disappointed in you, and I'm like, what? I'm so sorry. He's like, we did this commercial, and it was very unprofessional. I'm like, but I asked everyone knew, and I would never do that to you. I'm bawling, and this is my parents will be so upset. I'm so upset. I'm upset. I'm sorry to upset you because, well, I remember I guess there was a girl standing in view. I made her Screen Actors Guild. That means that they put you into the unit.
Yeah.
They Taft-Hartley'd her
Yeah.
exactly right away, which is fine. And I gave her your part because it wasn't much of a part. And I went, okay. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. He goes, I just want to teach you this lesson because something like this happened to me when I was in college. And I learned my lesson. And all I can think about is that this happened to me in college. This is not college. This is professional. This is going to hurt me. And he proved his point, and then I went out. Okay, so long story short, because when I wrote the book, somebody got in touch with him and he denied it because I didn't fire her. Well, he didn't. He had the producers fire me.
Yeah.
But what it did to me, career-wise, is Mork and Mindy was on the air. Laverne and Shirley was on the air. All of those Jerry Paris films. What's
Yeah.
the director's name who directed?
Gary
Gary
Marshall.
Gary Marshall. All of Gary Marshall's stuff. I was the casting director. I was blackballed from all of those shows, and they were loving me. And why I moved to LA, and Van knows the story. I'm not upset. I really wanted a sitcom. That's why I moved to LA. I could have done all the horror films because I was hosting
Yeah.
Up All Night.
Yeah.
And Lloyd Kaufman and all those guys came through, but I was so focused on a sitcom because I grew up with, loving Jeannie and The Wish. That's what I wanted. So anyway, it really did hurt me. And until that show was off the air, then that casting director started calling me again. But it hurt a very formidable part. I was 23, and by the time that things started to really kick back up for me, I was 30. Although I did end up with Jerry Seinfeld's manager, things really were great then too. But I never did get that lead in a sitcom that I think I don't know, maybe I never would. But the point is, I was blackballed from the hottest shows on television at that time. So that's my one negative that I can think of, true Hollywood. And a couple of times I had to run from a couple of guys, before the Me Too era. Because it was before the Me Too era, and back then I didn't have this often, because I really never met producers in their hotel room for a reading, but a couple of guys, managers were like, if you don't sleep with me, you're gonna be blackballed. And then this guy would call my parents and tell them that. And my mother would be like, I don't think so. But
She's like,
anyway.
go have sex with him.
No, not my mom. My parents had me so afraid. That's why I always ended up with nerdy that's why I became a comic. I hung out with the comics, went to the delis together, we wrote together. I was a nerd, I was still a nerd. I think everyone in this business in this room, we're like cool nerds in a good way.
So watch the nerd episode, everyone, and they'll.
Okay, wait, she isn't a nerd. We do need to do another nerd episode. That was actually, I think, was our best episode.
Well,
You did a good job. Did you direct that one? Yeah. Okay, sorry.
I was just really surprised on that episode
That's
because
correct.
you're always just like a fashion icon and being so Rhonda. So to see you act like a nerd and it was like really believable.
I
I'm like,
love
this is
doing
great.
characters. Yes, me, my favorite things, looking bad, no makeup, really doing, because I started in comedy improv, and hence is why I wanted to do a sitcom, because I was a very physical actress. I loved Lucy, and so that really upset me. So for a while, I was with Henry, who was not his manager, but his manager for these shows. Like he's got a woman who just books them in the conventions, and she wanted to book me, but she wanted to know the whole Henry story. So I told, and I was like, I really want to see him again. I haven't seen him in all these years. I'm dying to confront him.
Well, I mean,
And I would just tell him the truth. I would tell him exactly what I would say. I was 23. You were trying to teach me a lesson, but what happened was I ended up getting blackballed from all those shows.
that's not a lesson. That's an asshole.
Yeah.
Teach
I don't care who he is.
You come
He's
in,
5
he
foot
tells
tall,
you, scares
and he's
you,
the
and
fox.
you still do it.
That would be
Go
right.
away.
Or he could have just talked to me, he could have just talked to me and said, hey,
It
and
sounds
by the
like what he
way,
was really pissed off is you didn't ask his.
that's exactly.
And how are you supposed to know that?
I was 23, I was just happy.
I wouldn't know that, and I'm 50. I wouldn't know to ask him
Well, I
how
thought,
to talk to the
I mean,
police.
Jerry Powers was around back then, Gary
Yeah, I
Marshall
think
was on, you know, they were on set, I asked all the big girls, and we couldn't
Yeah,
get
but-
anything.
Well, where did he go after that?
Henry?
Yeah, nowhere.
Well, yeah, but now
Jumped the
this
shark for a while.
Yeah, like what did he? Who? Yeah, like no one.
Well, he produced the picture.
Who cares?
he did come back, he's doing really well now.
Ah, Barry.
What's
was
really funny
okay.
about
That
Barry
was
though, this is
10
a
years
funny
ago.
story, and I don't know how to make this happen, maybe you all can help me, no, cut this down to
We'll go to the internet.
No, no,
People I've
Bill
friends.
Hader,
Generous.
the actor, the comic who I love, was a major fan of mine as a little boy. And if you Google it, he'll say that.
Who was it?
But he'll say he owes his comedy career to me, not to Gilbert. Like, I'm like so honored by that. I don't know him at all. And I'm dying to meet him, or just, I love him to say, hi, you're watching, you know,
Up All Night.
you know, for us. But he cast Henry Winkler on
In Barry.
Barry.
Well, he probably doesn't know the story.
No, he doesn't know their story, but it was
Yeah.
a great full circle. But any other question said, I don't want to keep your kids, it's late at night. And I'm
We've
sure-
only been talking for 5 minutes.
But I mean, I love doing this, and I just want to say to all of you all, please watch the new Up All Night. It's so much fun, and it's I don't want to say mindless, but it is. It's like doesn't talk. We're not talking politics. We're being goofy.
Excuse me.
Silly, we're showing
Excuse me, in the back, please.
Sorry.
But anyway, we're having a fun time, and we are bringing retro television back, and I can't talk about it. Okay.
It's your
Should
stuff.
I?
Talk about whatever you want.
I can say that?
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay,
we'll,
so-
we'll,
No, I'm
We'll
just
talk
gonna
about
say,
it.
it's okay. So, we're working on, so it hasn't happened yet, we're working on a channel that would lift up women in film and showcase women in the horror community that probably no one in Hollywood really knows how hard they've worked to get where they are. Maybe they were college graduates, maybe they were theater majors, maybe they came, you know, literally, you know, left home at 15, but ended up having a wonderful life in the horror.
in the alleyways of New York.
No,
Oh,
not
I
in the
love it.
horror community, and have continued to work in it. Like somebody like Debbie Vachon, who, you know, literally, she tells us she was homeless at 15 and has continued to work her whole life in this industry, and she's very beloved. And so this channel would interview these women and get to know them better, and it would be a channel called the Scream Queens Channel. Rhonda Shear presents Scream Queens, and it would be showing all these icons of the horror community, their films, and they would own just a little piece of this channel and get paid for showing their films, and then we'd get to know them better, because Hollywood has never embraced horror films or indie horror films as on this level. They've never embraced the male actors or the female actors or the female filmmakers. So I think a channel of like iconic Scream Queens would rock. What do you all think? It would just be all of your favorites all the time. It's some really classic films. I know Vince would love it. He'd be
That's the thing I notice most now is no matter what previous app there is, Hulu, Disney, Amazon, I can't find the movies. I can't find the old movies.
right.
You know, like I can't find Ghoulies. That's nowhere. Where is that?
Or the films that were shown on
Yeah,
Up All Night.
yeah, or Up All Night stuff. Like
You can't
yeah,
find them. I mean, some.
unless I don't know where these sites
They're on
are,
the app, right?
they would be on our
Well,
app.
they
Yeah.
will be, but I'm
Yeah.
saying you just can't.
I'm just saying in general.
There's no app out there that, you know, that you can go and find all of these famous, you know, people go to these conventions to meet these people. But it would be so cool, because we would show convention footage and you'd get to know behind the scenes.
Yeah, like
and
this
get
kind of
to know
stuff.
them. And I
Just
think-
bumpers. Yeah.
But I think that would be really great, because as you said, there's no channel really doing that. Even if you go to horror channels, and I've got a podcast right now on
Something.
Bloodstream.
Bloodstream TV. It's still hard to find it, so this would be a really, you know, done to curate it.
It's
so
the
that
future
you
of television.
You can really find what you're looking
It's
for.
the future.
I think it is, I think
It's
it
the
is,
future of the past.
I do think it's, then, actually,
Yeah.
you're right. Because Up All Night, USA Network did show great shows like
Yeah.
Night Flight and
Right.
fun shows.
None of that exists. Like Dr.
Well,
Paul Bear
that's what
downstairs.
the Up All Night channel is doing.
Like Dr. Paul Bear. That you and him and Elvira, that's what I grew up on.
Right.
That
It
I
doesn't
try to
exist.
explain it to my kids and they're just like, I don't know. It's not there. It needs to be there. And I know guys like me that the
Well, movie buffs.
latchkey kids who we grew up with the television.
Right.
That's bad, but it clearly it isn't
No,
because
it's not so bad. It's
Yeah.
better than this. It's like,
yeah,
fuck it.
it's not good, baby.
Davis
It's giving vibe. It's giving.
Yeah.
Look, she knows. I've been studying. They have a whole language. These
Well, they have to
these
teach us at the
alphas and-
studio. They teach us current sayings. Yeah, clacking.
Oh yeah, the
yeah.
clacking. It's
Yeah.
it's giving entrepreneur.
Yeah,
It's
right.
giving like
Don't forget the Ohio Riz.
Wait, what
Yeah.
is what is it when you're feeling I'm overstymied?
Overspending.
Yeah, see? I'm speaking your language, or like, yeah, I like that. Now you make me.
Yeah.
Believe me, I am going to do.
Yes,
we
sir.
are going to do an Up All Night
Yes, sir.
dedicated to the language.
It's actually a question for you, for Rhonda and Joe. So obviously,
Not you.
sorry, all three of you.
Well, now I'm not answering.
So obviously, Rhonda, you reach me, you reach Joe, you reach young men at that point.
Tread lightly,
Look how
sir.
proud
But-
I am of all of
But,
them.
and I think both me and Joe were influenced by that in our movies, and it
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
But
We're
what?
the only two making films that show.
Were we handy? We sure were.
But what can we all do to reach that same audience now? The teenagers and like you said, they're busy on their phones and
I don't know, man. I don't know.
'Cause that's what we need to do.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
where it
I
is.
think it is a re-education. I mean, that's a great question for both. Actually, that's a great question for you, Andy.
Yeah, Roku.
I mean, I do think it's channels that will hold their attention, and that by having a little bit of everything, like what we're doing on the Up All Night channel, because if they don't want to watch a whole movie, we will have music videos, we will have little short, interesting
Yeah,
shorts.
and that's the problem, Mike, is there's almost too much entertainment, right? Like you go to Netflix, you go
You
to
can't
Hulu.
find-
Well, yeah, you'll spend 45 minutes looking for something, and you just give up. You go, fuck it, I'm not watching it. And attention spans are so low, right? So the original idea was to put together a really fun, cool, retro-based channel, sort of like old school MTV, where you could just turn it on and you never knew exactly what you were going to get, but there was always going to be something cool.
Like liquid television. Remember
Yeah,
liquid
yeah,
television?
yeah. So that's what we built and that's what we started, and with Rhonda as the focal point. But now we're building it out into something that's just going to be so much cooler. It's going to be bigger, way bigger. It'll still have that capability. Like if you just want to brain fry and be like, fuck it, I'm not right now.
Sign me up, bud.
Yeah, you can just turn it on and relive, the 90s, or you can pick from a catalog of movies, video on demand stuff.
Yeah, or watch newer independents. It
You
doesn't
know,
matter. It'll all be there.
I do have to say something completely honest.
Oh, I was gonna say completely different. That's Monty Python.
No, it's not completely different, but when we showed on Kings of Horror, Beach Watch, whatever that was.
Babe Watch. Babe
It
Watch.
got 200,000 views or something insane. It was old school girls running in bikinis with, the young men had a fascination, something wrong with it. The young men to see beautiful women in swimsuits or good-looking guys, and we've gotten so politically correct that we've gotten away from this completely. And the fact that, what's her name, Sydney Sweeney, is that her name?
Oh, yeah.
Does a freaking jeans ad and shows a little cleavage, and the world goes, "What? She's
Well, she
so
got a
bad
bad.
for women. Oh my God, women are gonna never look at you're putting us down again. We're never gonna succeed." These fucking politically correct people, you have to get over that, because there's nothing about being sensual and sexy and smart. Because if you want to know the truth, you want to off-put a guy, be sexy and sensual and smart.
Yeah, we'll
and
shut
then
right
roll
up.
over him. Because that's the way to do
Yeah.
it, instead of like being, oh, I have to look like a certain way, you know, and then they take me, you don't. I mean, so I think going back a little backwards, not backwards, but you can be all of those wonderful things and still have a little sass.
Yeah.
And I think we've gotten away from that, and I feel like, I think this is my answer to your question, how can I draw a young
How do we get
audience?
closer to
No, I'm gonna
boys?
tell you how. I'm really good at marketing, no one ever listens to me, but I'm really good at marketing.
Who said that?
Shut up. All right, you guys on your social media have to tease your films with a little sex appeal. I don't mean nudity.
They shut me down twice.
And you shouldn't do nudity.
They're like, put your
It
clothes on.
should be, listen, I am really old, but I'm gonna say this, I was a comic for many years, and when I got to LA, one of the first two people I met Bob Hope and George Burns. Does everybody in this room remember?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you
that's
don't,
something
go
you
murder yourself.
Very old, he lived to be 100, but one of the classic comics of yesteryear. And I got to work with him.
He smokes cigars every
I know,
day.
and he was very funny. But I got to work with him, and I met him, did several, I actually was the girl who did his exercise for his book that How to Live to Be 100 or More. And I've got that on Our Magazine. Did you ever
Now we're
download
starting to
that?
understand how
Okay,
to do that.
so, anyway, I was just starting to stand up, and I said to him, Mr. Burns, I'm gonna be a stand-up comic, and.
He's like, anything you want, baby.
No, the opposite, he goes, and he was smoking the cigar, because we've actually taken some pictures, he goes, don't be dirty, put the dirty in the minds of the audience. So in other words, leave them there, the double entendre, which I did my whole act, so you don't have to use language, you don't have to like, use the words, I mean, I like saying African American just because it feels good in my mouth, shut up. But,
It writes itself, folks.
but it's the same way with you. Like if you guys did some teasing on your social media or the vertical stuff, like if you shot like a scene from your film and then you stopped it right before. Maybe it looks like somebody's top is gonna come off, but it never does. But you tease it. I think you would get eyes. I mean, I think a little bit of, I like to say, a little flirting, a little bit of that is what we all need, and it's harmless. And don't you think it's a good?
That's what made the original Up All Night
I agree with
work
Fergie.
so well. Is it
You
was
never saw it.
I'm talking to you, buddy.
sexy sophistication.
Yeah.
And there's a difference in sexy sophistication.
And it's also I was self-deprecating about myself. I mean, if you really listen to the jokes, I mean, Gene knows, I would put myself down, would put down the network. It's okay to kind of kid on yourself. That's the fun
I
of
do
this.
it all the time.
You do, and that's cool. But I think you need to pull them in. I hate to say it, but social media is not going anywhere. Everybody's buying on social media. Everybody's buying on Amazon. I think we need to utilize it more and show your stuff. But I think you need to be sassy.
I have
Like
a
your
question.
T-shirt doesn't have boobs on it. Now this T-shirt would sell way more if there was like almost a nipple showing.
I mean, if you look close enough. Maybe.
But no,
Excuse
it's
me.
a
I'm a
great
boob
T-shirt.
connoisseur. Let me look. I see a strange little man hugging a giant woman. It looks like a young kid in a toga drinking a beer.
Well, it's because it's fraternity. I'm in his next film.
Yeah.
I'm a star of
I don't
it.
see any boobs though.
Anyway,
Nick.
the truth of the matter is, seriously, it's like sex does sell, and that's why what
Sydney
Sweeney.
Sydney Sweeney. I always get these names wrong. I get
But
it.
she like doubled down on that. Basically, the next
And-
thing she
and
did
why
was
not?
naked.
And why, well,
Yeah.
and why not double down? She's like the hottest actress in Hollywood. She's doing everything. Didn't they make her? I don't know. She's the next James Bond or
She's
whatever.
producing them
Stock,
also.
stock double.
The stock doubled in the company.
In what? In the
What's it?
oh yeah.
It's not Gap. It's not Gap. It's
No.
American Eagle.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah,
a young
American
brand.
Eagle.
Which is a
The
young
stock
brand. I mean,
doubled.
I would.
Well, I had something very similar happen to me with Pornhub, and the next thing I know, they canceled Pornhub everywhere. I did a jeans ad and everything. Pornhub wasn't even allowed on America.
There's nothing the matter with guys getting sexy because I know.
I'm already there, baby.
That's what I was
I have to
saying.
get there.
There's
I'm
nothing.
driving to
No,
where I'm at.
Burt Reynolds.
I live here.
You guys are, probably too young, but Burt Reynolds did it was a Playgirl magazine.
Yeah, I've
He
seen
did a
that.
layout.
I used to have it on my wall. Not to be
Yeah,
gay.
it was a whole
I
layout
thought it
where
was
he was
amazing.
covering his privates, but there's nothing the matter with, we would like to see a little bit more of that too, which is why I think Nick Nemeth is hot because he's a good looking wrestler and he shows it off, so we
Did you
wanna.
ever do Playboy or anything
I
like
did.
Yeah, I what? No.
I did, I brought, I have a long history with Playboy, it was a wonderful history, and half was great, don't believe what these young girls are saying. He was not
Spent
slimy.
a lot of time at the mansion?
I was invited to the big parties, but I wasn't like a playmate, but I did do a celebrity pictorial up all night.
I almost feel like he's an investigator.
I know.
Where were you on the 14th? 86.
And I did a layout, I brought to them, I wouldn't do nudity before, it's really funny, but I got so tired of hearing you can't do stand-up because you have to look funny to be funny, that I brought to Playboy the idea to do a layout called Women of Comedy in 91, and they said, but where are you gonna find pretty comics? I'm like, stop it! Women take off their makeup to do stand-up because you all keep saying you have to look stupid to be funny. In the meantime, they
That's just because they based it on men, and men are stupid looking and we're funny.
they're not funny.
Well, comedians are.
Not-
So, what?
No, it's
Who's
ooh,
not?
I got a whole
I've been
talk
practicing.
I could talk about this up forever.
Men in comedy?
Men of comedy versus women of comedy. But anyway, long story short, we did women of comedy, and then Up All Night took off, and then they asked me to do a celebrity pictorial. So, but they were always very kind to me, and always good, and half had his hand.
Yeah.
That sounds so bad. They wanted a funny pictorial. It's a funny
Yeah.
pictorial. It's funny as you're gonna be with the movie show.
I find women hysterical with their boobs out. I'm not laughing, I am. I don't know, how I could make this work,
Yeah, you have.
basically, is
Yeah,
what I would say.
He's gone down the hole.
Well, that's
But,
where I like to live.
All right,
In
good.
the hole.
Well, we don't want to take you past the hour, but is there anything else? Guys, thank you for coming. Those who showed up late, thank you so much. We do have a Roku channel.
Yeah.
I will be here tomorrow. Joe Davis will be here signing autographs. Sean will be here signing autographs and selling t-shirts. He will draw the nipples in if you need to. And
I'm gonna do,
he
Sean, we
might
should
be back with